Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy. And this afternoon I wanted to come back and show you my finished project with the Shabby Typewriter Pocket Journal from My Porch Prints. All this was fun. I told you back in the introduction that I was a secretary back in the 70s and 80s and 90s and used a typewriter until probably the middle 80s when the personal computers came out. So this kind of spoke to me, and I have some friends who were secretaries with me, and I thought I might give one of them this for a little gift. I'll share with you how I put this together, and it's basically what is in the video from My Porch Prints, and I'll put a link to that, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and I've made a few little changes I wanted to tell you about. So the cover and the back cover are the front and backs of the typewriter, and then it has all these pocket pages in the middle. And on the front and back, it's wise to reinforce with your little eyelets. So I did that. I used kind of the antique bronze colored ones. And then on the inside pages, I used these little hole reinforcers, and I just took my ink pad, little inker thing, and rubbed it over them so they would be old looking. But that's what those are, and they self-stick on there. And so I printed out everything, and then these pockets, I think I showed you in the introduction, they just fold in half and are glued on the two sides, and then this side is where the fold is. So that's how the pockets are put together. And this little 3-ring thing I thought was really cool. You can use 3 separate rings, but in her video she used this that all hooks together, and these rings just open up and you put everything on and then snap it together, and they stay more solid than 3 separate rings would. I decorated the cover. I did all the inside first, and I came back and did the cover, which is opposite from what I usually do, but I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, and printed on here are some roses up in the corner. So I just took some of my little silk roses and I put some brown ink on them to kind of tone down the color a little bit, and glued them on here with some leaves and little rosebud. I used some coffee dyed cheesecloth, and this is hand dyed seam binding, crinkled seam binding, and I've used this color throughout. I could have used a pink, but I didn't have just the right pink. It was too bright, so this is what I chose to use. And on the side here, I just tied on some recycled silk ribbon that I had, and this piece here is from one of these bundles that I get from Hobby Lobby, and I just pulled out a piece that I liked there. They have them in pastels and these brown colors and different colors, and I buy them because I could just pull pieces out and use them in my journals. So that's what this one is. And so I just tied that on the side, and then on my little bulb pin, I have made with Love Heart a butterfly charm, a key, and a treble clef. So that just hangs down the side. Okay, now let's open it up and see what's inside. I did the covers, I felt like they just needed to be heavier, so I made, out of that extra paper I showed you that I printed, I made a pocket for the front and the back covers, and I thought that would make it a little more sturdy. So I decided, since this was a typewriter, that I would use I have an old dictionary that's about this thick of all the words in the world, I guess. My husband used to have it before, you know, you could just look things up online. But it's got real thin pages, and they're not really vintage enough for me, so I rub my ink on them and tone them down just a little. So I've used that throughout, just kind of as a background in through here to give me some more layering. And on here, I've just layered the book page and some lace, a couple of elements from the kit, and then this is some more of that. This is out of a pink bundle that I get at Hobby Lobby, and I just rub my ink over it to tone down the color. And in this pocket, I put this piece here, and I put some lace here and there through the whole thing because I like it kind of sticking out the edges. I put this lace at the top, and then when I closed up the book, I realized it stuck up there and it needed something on the back. So I used the words from the kit, authors have the right stuff, and these are little flowers that I found also at Hobby Lobby. They're little burlap flowers, light and dark. And they were perfect for this because they're very flat and they have just a tiny little bead. So I've used them throughout. So that just sticks up, and so I thought it would be pretty to decorate it. And also in this pocket, I've used some little flowers that I got. I made a trip to Hobby Lobby, which is really fun with my friends. And I don't see the package here. There was 6 of these little things in a package, and all that stuff was 40% off, so I bought too much, but that's okay. I thought this looked pretty just sticking in here, so I added that to the front. Okay, these are the pages here. Now, remember I added on the pocket, and I just measured it based on the back side of this, so it didn't stick out and show from the front. This is my first pocket, and I've used some cheesecloth that I coffee dyed the book page, and some elements, couple elements from the kit, and some little dots that I had. And I put the lace on the other side so it would stick out, and then inside is our tag with the stack of books. I inked everything on the sides, and I also inked the back edges of these. This is where you would write in this journal. And I kind of tried to pick the thing that went in the pocket to go with what was on the front. I thought this page turned out pretty. I used the dark, this black book, I think it is, represents tag or journal card, and then I've layered the book page and some of the elements from the kit, a little piece of trim. Again, I rubbed over it with the brown ink so that it wasn't so bright, and 2 of my little burlap flowers. And as I went through some of the pockets, I wanted to have 2 in, one that faced this way and one that faced that way. So I ended up having to print out, because I decorated the front and back pockets, I had to print out a couple of the pages again and just pick and choose some elements off of there. So I had something for every page. So you might keep that in mind. You can always print out more of what you need. This page had some roses on it. And so I went ahead and let those show, but I decorated it with the book page, the stack of books with the rose, write your own story, and a bow from that I've used throughout. This is ribbon I used throughout, and some more lace trim on the side. This is cotton lace that I ordered from Amazon. This is the journal card that I put inside, And I have a little book of sayings. I also have lots of sayings in my boxes, but this is just Tim Holtz sayings. And I use those, they're self-adhesive. And I just rub my brown ink over there to age them and use them every now and then on, this needed a label there. I put some on the back too. The next page has cheesecloth in the background. You can see the elements that I've layered. Embrace the Journey is out of that word book, and a couple of those flowers. And the tag that I used is the beautiful, I love this one, envelope with the rose. This looks like our rose that I stuck in the front. And the seal and the letter inside. I love that journal card. Let's see, over here in the dictionary, I looked up typewriter and there was a picture of a typewriter in there. So this is out of the dictionary. This author came from our kit. Butterfly is just one that I had left over from another kit. I just wanted to have a butterfly in here. And this is some antique trim. This is the tag that I slid down inside with the typewriter and the roses. Matches this front here. On this side, I used, I started to run out of elements, so I went to my, I have a box with some kind of aged looking papers and stuff in there, so I pulled this out and used it. The little stamp and the flower and the leaf is one I had. Book lover. There's some lace under there too. And then I just glued a bow on. This is just a dot with sticky on the back. And this is the journal card I put inside. And they're all printed on the back, so they look pretty from the back too. Over here, this page was printed with the music and the pretty flowers, and so this is actually the wrapper that's around this ribbon. So I used it for some more aged music notes, some lace up here, and a couple of elements from our kit. And then this is the journal card slid down in there. On this page, I used the cheesecloth in the background. This is another piece of that from that box of aged looking stuff that I have. I just thought that went well with this kit. These are elements from the kit, and then I stuck some green cheesecloth in there to represent a leaf. And I had a gold dot in the middle of the flower. This is the journal card I used in this one. Okay, this was printed in the background with the roses, and so what I have done is just glued some lace that you could see through here, so you can still see the roses. Fussy cut out the typewriter and the word typewriter. And this is our journal card inside. On this page, it already had words in the back that I thought that was really neat. And I have this jute kind of lace woven stuff, and there are 5 or 6 different patterns. I believe I got it off of Amazon. And I thought that would make a nice background. So I glued that across there, and then I just layered these elements from the kit. On this page, I have, it had this already printed under here, so I just put some lace down the side, a couple of elements from our kit, and 2 of those burlap flowers. The insert in here is just a little tab journal card. I put the words "Love You" on it. On this side, I used this envelope with a seal on it, was from that box of stuff I told you I had. A couple of elements from the kit, some cheesecloth, and the ribbon. Okay, this had some the roses collaged in the background, so I made sure I left them to show. I used the thin lace on the bottom, some elements from our kit, and one of my little burlap flowers, and this is what I tucked inside. Over here I used a piece of lace and a piece of the book page from the dictionary, a rose, and one of the words from the kit, and a ribbon. Let's see, this one had the roses in the background, so I let those show. I used some cheesecloth, a couple of elements from the kit, some words from my Tim Holtz little book, Be in Love with Your Life, 3 of the little burlap flowers, and some lace on the edge. And I used this card again inside. This is one of the ones that I repeated. This page, I used some more of that burlap trim ribbon in the background. I used 2 of the flowers from the kit and these words, and I bought this the other day too, to use in my journals, and I just cut some of the leaves off so that these flowers would have some leaves. And this is the inside of the back cover. Again, I made a pocket to go back here to reinforce the cover. And I just decorated it with some book page from the dictionary, typewriter, word typewriter, and a typewriter. And I glued these flowers on there first before I put the typewriter on. That's the same flowers I stuck in the pocket on the front. And I added some lace trim. This is what I chose to put inside the pocket. And then on the back, this is the back side of the typewriter, I will write a message, and Made with Love, Carolyn. I just think this is darling, and I'm going to go set up my little typewriter that sort of similar to this really, and take a picture of this with the typewriter, and then I'll get this video posted. I have enjoyed this. This is a small project, but it actually, in her video, she said you could finish it in an hour or 2, but I do a lot of extra decorating, so it's possible, but I would say more like 3 or 4 hours to actually print, cut out, and put this all together, even if you do it real simply. I love to add the cheesecloth and the layering and the ribbons and trims and all that stuff, and I don't mind it being a little bit fat, but this lays pretty nice. This will be a treasure for someone to have, and a memory of the time that they were a secretary and learned to type in high school and all that stuff. So this goes way back past a lot of you. I'm a lot older than most of the people that I see making these journals, and I'm old, but I'm not old. I like to learn new things and do new things all the time. So I'm glad to be here with the group, and it gives me a lot of comfort to make these and to share them with you, and then to give them as a gift to someone. So as I always say at the end of my videos, remember, every day's a gift. look for the joy in every day and share it with everyone you meet along the way. Life is tough sometimes, and it's always good to be the one who shares a smile when you enter the room. It just lightens everything up and brings some sunshine maybe to someone's life who might be having trouble. So I'm not sure what I'm going to work on next, but boy, I really like doing this. Just it's different from just doing the journals and things that I've been doing, and it gets me all invigorated to go find something else really neat to make. So I'll be back soon, and I appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you soon.